Diaries of a Wannabe Board Game Designer. Entry date 24th of January 2026. My name is JP Kurikka and I am a wannabe board game designer. Some time ago I participated in this design contest, Roll and Write design contest, where naturally you create a game that use roll and write mechanics. Mechanics that contain rolling different dices and writing something down based on the dice roll. That's the core idea. I designed this game called A Master of Thievery, which is a game where you take role of a thief that is about to graduate from University of the Thieves, and you are taking your final exam before you get your master's degree. Okay, so that's the setting. More on that later. But this game contains lots of components, and I wanted to make a tabletop simulator version of the game. So, in real world, it's quite easy. We have our cards. I call this opportunity cards, tarot size this time, and we have some tokens, small card size tokens, and of course we have dices, more dices, and we have our scoring sheet or thief sheet, like I call it in this game. This is quite easy to take in the tabletop simulator to the certain point. Then I had a problem. Here is Master of Thievery in tabletop simulator environment. There's my rulebook, dices, tokens, opportunity cards, and thief sheet. Everything else works fine, but how do I write on this sheet? There are a lot of different places where I should write values, mark crosses when I do something, so that this game really works. And well, standard way to do it is to take pen tool here and draw something. Oh, it's terribly large lines. This is because the card here or the sheet here is scaled up. I really can't write anything reasonable here, and it's very hard to write anything using the mouse. Of course, I could take text here and then use this text tool to write something here, but I find this pretty difficult to do. It's not fun anymore when I try to do it like this. So I need a way to make some predefined fields there, preferably as easy as possible. So I need some way to make this process a bit easier, that game could be more fun to play in tabletop simulator environments. There are no factory-made solutions for this in tabletop simulator. So there's a problem. The game is not fun to play in tabletop simulator environment. There is no way to solve this writing issue on a standard package of tabletop simulator. I need some help, and luckily I found this incredible mod that I can use to make fields in my cards, in my sheets, everything in tabletop simulator. Let me show you how it now works. Here is the final version of the tabletop simulator version of Master of Thievery. Looks pretty much the same, but this thief sheet is a bit different. Let's zoom in. So we have fields here. I have my name field, and every checkbox is done so then I can just click and toggle the value there. Every point field that I have here is totally writable. Okay, downside is that because it's a scaled one, this field gets kind of small, but anyway, it's still readable, and everything works quite nicely. So now I'm going to show you how to make this kind of sheets for your roll and write game in Tabletop Simulator. So this is the key. Use Make Anything Editable module that you can find in the Tabletop Simulator workshop done by Marum, and this is great tool making this kind of fields that you can write on the components that you use in Tabletop Simulator. So I include a link to the description of this video, and now we see how this actually works, because this is very easy. We are going to start by creating single player game as usual, and instead of starting from scratch, we are starting from Make Anything Editable workshop game. You can see this here after you subscribe it from workshop. Let's load this. Here it is. There are a lot of examples what you can do. I just delete this time, and then you could create your own components, cards, whatever you need to make editable. I already have my div sheet here, like so, and let's make it a bit bigger. Like so. So now my div sheet is here, and everything starts by stamping your component that you want to make editable with this stamp. So drag this stamp over your component, drop it there, and then left click here, stamp. Now it says that card is editable. After I have done this, I can start adding fields. I actually find it easier to look this straight up, like so. And now I have this edit layout button here. Edit layout opens this kind of a menu. I can add new text fields. Let's add one. You can see it here. There are some buttons that I can use to move this around. There are nudge counts, how large steps this is taking. I need to evaluate the size here, so let's see. Let's make it a bit bigger. Okay. Let's try this one. Okay. You can see how it affects. Actually, I want to make this one bigger. Let's say something like 600, like so. And we can call it name. We can say that tooltip is the name of the field, and so on. What I'm using a lot is this checkbox feature. So I'm adding new checkbox. You can see it here. What I cannot do, I cannot drag this around, but I can move it around with this nudge buttons, and then I just try to align it quite nicely there. There are different checkboxes checkbox presets. For this game, I use this kind of a checkbox that you can see that when there's nothing, it's empty. If it's disabled, it's line, and then if it's checked, there's X on it. So like so. We can scale it a bit. Let's see, it's 0.8, 0.8, like so. This is a better size. Now, as you can see, I have a lot of fields in this div sheet that I have in my game. So it would be quite a lot work to make every field one by one editable. So you can solve this by making arrays. So when you create a new checkbox or any other field, you have it one by one size, so only one component. But in this case, I want all the skills here at once, so I say it's 3 columns and 3 rows. Now you can see that there are 9 checkboxes available. Now some spacing, they are spaced quite far away from each other. I don't have any idea how to do this correctly. I'm always just trying different numbers until it looks good, like this. Okay, a bit too close to each other, but let's change this one. It might be pretty much the same. Not quite. So here, let's say this is 655. Is it better? Yes, this should be smaller. So 0.4. So this is this kind of testing all the time, which is best. 9. No. Like so. And then I can copy this. I can copy the whole set. Well, for this one, it's not useful because I only have one 3x3 area here. But for these small areas that I have, it was very useful to make it once these 2x2 checkboxes and then just copy, because all the spacing was included in that copy and it was very easy to move that whole thing around. So for example, if I duplicate this, duplicate, and then I can move this duplicate around here if I would have a better place to put it. So this is how it works. Let's just delete this set. Like so. And I usually like to make these boxes transparent, but I'll just leave it like it is right now. And then the final thing is to commit layout. So I lock the current layout, and after that, it's not possible to edit the fields anymore. Okay, so commit, there's no edit option anymore, but these fields are still working quite nicely. So this is how you make stuff editable. It is that easy to make any component editable in Tabletop Simulator. This module is great. I really appreciate the creator of this module. This helped me a lot to create my own roll and write game in Tabletop Simulator. But we have still one thing to do. We really need to save our component for later use. So if you have not done this before, it's also quite easy. Works anywhere, not only in this module, but right click on the components, select Save Object, select Folder, and name, for example, my editable div sheet. Save. And after this, we can use this editable component in any game we create just by going Objects, Save Objects, and selecting our editable component like this to our game. After I got Master of Thievery in contest ready state, I decided to challenge myself and try to create a game with only one single card. I'm aiming to participate later this year in this single card design contest, and my idea is to have a card game where you write something on the cards this side, and then you flip it and write something there. And sounds easy. It's easy on the table if you have this kind of a dry erase markers. You can erase it easily. But of course, I want to make a tabletop simulator version. And that turned out to be a little bit trickier than I thought. Here we are in a tabletop simulator in Make Anything Editable module, where I have this card that you can flip like so. Front side of the card has these checkboxes that you can toggle. Now I would imagine that I could do the same for the back side, so I flip it and I edit layout, and there's my current layout. I just duplicate it and I see nothing happens, and let's move it a bit. Nothing happens because everything is going to front side. Even though the card is flipped, everything goes to the front side. I even tried to stamp this backside. Card is now editable. And what that did it help? Edit layout. No, I don't have anything here. Let's add new checkbox. Nothing happens. And all my old checkboxes are also gone from the front side. So this doesn't work. You see what was the issue. Now, luckily, there is a workaround for this issue. Now you can see that here are again two cards. Now there is the front side and the back side. Actually, these both cards have their front side visible, so there are no fields on the back side. So I have edited the front side so that they are editable. And now to simulate the situation where you can write on both sides of the card, I need to make these two cards a state. So I select them both, right click here, and I select Create States. Okay, the other card just disappeared. Still, if I flip this card, it looks like same, but there are no editable fields on the back side. But to simulate this, I can always change the state like this. So if I want to edit the backside, I can change the state. So on this side, I have these two selected, and I change the state to the backside, and it's totally different situation. It's not perfect solution, but you can pretty much simulate this writing on the two sides. In my game, this is decent enough. It's not beautiful because flipping doesn't work. You have to always change the state of the card, but it works nevertheless. So kinda workaround only. So this is what I've learned so far. How to make components editable. I'm learning lots and lots of things all the time from board game design, from tabletop simulator. Anything and everything is new to me, and I really love to learn these new things, and I'll definitely be designing games in real world and in simulated worlds. I also be investigating other environments like Screentop GG and any other possibilities to make my games digital and have them tested around the world by people that I don't already know. Remember my game, Master of Thievery, roll and write game for 2 to 6 players, where you take a role of a thief that is about to graduate from University of the Thieves and taking their final exam. Now you can find more information about that game from my website, wannabeboardgamedesigner.com/mth. You can find the contest actually in PGG. I add a link in the description. And hey, if you like the game, if you like the idea, please vote. Voting of the contest starts in the beginning of the February and it's open 2 weeks. And hey, there are a lot of other great roll and write games that people have designed in this contest, so check it out. Hey, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you like, click like. If you like to see more of these videos, click subscribe. If you have any questions, any comments, what have you done with TTS? What you would like to learn? Have you done roll and write? I really much like to hear what's on your table right now. Leave a comment. Thank you for watching and see you next time.